She was supposed to sit down under the bed while looking for pregnant mosquitoes. This snow was very heavy. You will not believe that she sat on that bed and the girl's neck snapped. That girl died. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today I want to talk about Sylvester Oromoni. This is a very trending topic right now. The little boy that died as a result of bullying. Okay, for those of you that are not familiar with the story, here is it. This boy was allegedly bullied in school by 5 senior boys. They wanted him to join cult and probably he refused. So according to an eyewitness, which is a student of the school, he said that these boys came into the room and brought down Sylvester, who is popularly known as Sly, beat him up, and they left. They hit his head, hit his stomach, and all that. They tried to inform the dorm master of what happened, and the dorm master knew exactly what happened, but was trying to shut the students up, not allowing them to say anything. And they also tried to tell the principal, and they got the same response. Anyway, after the boy's death, the school released a media statement saying that the boy was playing football, and as a result of that, he sustained injury. So that there was nothing like bullying, and that is clearly false. And in the media release that I read, the school even said that they are surprised that they are hearing about bullying, that such thing did not occur, and that the school is totally against bullying. So that is what the story is about. This boy is 12 years old. He was bullied by some senior students. They beat him up. He sustained injury. He was taken to the school medic. He was treated with ibuprofen because they said he sustained injury on the leg. And then later he became okay and he was discharged. And then the sickness, the illness started again or something like that. The school also stated there that they informed the parents, the mom, the school doctor informed the mom, and the mom said that she was busy but that she was going to send a guardian. The following day, the guardian did not come, so they had to call the mom again, and then the mom assured them that the guardian was going to come, and then the guardian came and took the boy home. So that is just a summary of the story. The boy died. Very painful. I don't want to play the video, but if you watch the video, you'll see that that boy was in great pain before he died. So what are the lessons for us to take home from this sad story? Bullying in school is real. I witnessed it firsthand, but I had attentive parents, because according to this story, this boy had told the mom that he doesn't want to go back to school. When you see a boy that is very lively, always excited to go to school, and all of a sudden tells you he doesn't want to go to school again, your sixth sense should just come up. You'll be like, why? One thing I want to say is, I also give part of the blame to the parents for not being attentive enough to that boy. The boy was experiencing bullying in school. Let me give you a story. When I was in SS1, where I schooled, the bullying was so much that I knew that if I go back there, they might kill me. And I'm not just trying to exaggerate. They have killed a student before in that school due to bullying. I just hope this student's sister will not see this video, because to be like opening old wounds. They were twins. One is Rachel and one is Becky. The senior students were so wicked. They told this girl to go under the bed and kill 20 pregnant mosquitoes. One of the twins, as I said earlier, they were twins, identical twins. They told one of the twins to go under the bed and catch 20 pregnant mosquitoes. We all know that is impossible. This guy went under the bed, which was a low bunk. I believe you know how this secondary school beds. It was a spring bunk. It had that when you sit to be bouncing. And she was instructed not to lie down. She was supposed to sit down under the bed while looking for pregnant mosquitoes. This snow was very heavy. You will not believe that she sat on that bed and the girl's neck snapped. That girl died. It was a very sad story. This happened when I was in school. The girl died, and the school expelled the girl. So it was a federal government college in Akwa Ibom State. This story is very popular. So bullying in school is real, and I don't know what the school authority and even the government is doing about it. Because in my days, it was so serious that there are some teachers that were so against bullying that each time a student wants to bully and you mention the teacher, you could be free from their bullying. But there were some that supported this bullying and were even part of it. There were teachers like our house mistress then. The way the teachers bully and beat the students is exactly the way the senior students will do it to the junior students. So this thing is just as a result of a kind of ripple effect. They see what the teachers are doing. And some of these teachers, when you go to report, because if there is a very strong rule in schools that bullying is strongly, not accepted, and examples are set to bullies. Anybody that is being that bullies other students, knows the repercussion of what he's about to do. I think it will stop. For senior students to be so bold to bully you, and they will sometimes will tell you, yeah, go and report. There's nothing that they will do. It shows the school is not serious about this case. It shows the school is not serious about bullying. Taking it seriously. And that is what is happening in most secondary schools. A lot of secondary schools, this is not just about Dowen College. It's just that this one is probably the parents are, rich, they are well-to-do, so easy, they're able to blow the trumpet loud enough. How about those schools, community secondary schools, where the parents are nothing, they don't have money, they cannot push any case, So schools in Nigeria should take this thing seriously. The government should also ensure that the school make rules that will protect the students, that will protect the junior students. This is not just a matter of Dowen College, it happens everywhere. If you look at social media, they are calling out, students of different schools. I'm saying it now because in the case of Sylvester, the dorm master knew what happened. Okay, when he knew what happened, what did he do? Was there any place in the story you heard that they called those students and punished or cautioned? In fact, right now, there are stories that some of these bullies have been flown out of the country. So this is one thing. I want the government to take this seriously. It's a very, very serious case in our secondary schools, in our boarding facilities. Secondly, according to the school media release, they sent for the parents of this boy. The doctor called the parents of this boy, and the mother was so busy, or the father was so busy to come and see. I would assume that before the doctor of a school calls the parents, it shows that the case is serious enough. Because normally if it is malaria or fever or something like that, they will just give drugs and then the child is okay. But for the doctor of the school to call the parents and say your child is in pain, your child is sick, you should know that it's serious. So what was so important at that point? It's not everything that's about money. Yes, maybe you're a businessman, you're working here. If you are not able to come, you should have ensured that somebody was there to pick that boy. Because I want to believe that if that boy was given adequate medical attention at the right time, he wouldn't have died. So we should take this parenting seriously. It's not just about giving your children money. It's not just about paying school fees, buying stuff. Parenting is far, far above that. It's being able to put your children first. I wish on the 22nd of November, when the school called the parents, your child is sick, and they rushed to go and bring that child to the hospital. I'm not saying the government of that. I just feel that early medical treatment is better, when it comes to medical intervention. It's better when it is still early, so that the damage will not go too far before there is any kind of intervention. So I blame the parents here. I'm not saying, I know we don't like blaming parents. You will say you don't love the child more than the parents. But here, I just want to say we don't know it all. But these are lessons that we can learn, from it. Another thing I want to talk about is listen to your children. Not just what they say, but their attitude at a particular time. A boy that is so cheerful, all of a sudden becomes quiet. There is a problem somewhere as parents. You should be able to be attentive enough to see when something is going wrong, even before they open their mouths to speak. This boy came and you saw change in attitude, and that is not all. He told you, I don't want to go there again. But you see something there. Why? I experienced exactly the same thing. I told my parents, I'm not going to that school again. I'm not going again. And they changed me. SS1. I didn't go back to that school in SS2. I finished my secondary school in another school, SS2 and SS3, because my parents were attentive. I cannot count the number of times my mom came to school. The then guardian counselor, they will quarrel. The woman was telling my mom, is it only your child that is in the school? A parent is coming to tell you that the child is being bullied, that you can't do anything. You're telling the parents, is it only your child that is in the school? This is a federal school, for Christ's sake. You know? So when you see that it's something you cannot handle, carry the child out of the school. Because sometimes it could be fatal, just like the case of this boy. Had it been this boy was brought out from that school, he would not die. Probably he wouldn't have died. The story might be different today. He might still be alive. So let us be attentive, listen to your children. Not just listening to them, watch them. Look at their mood. When there are changes, you should know as a parent. Another thing I want to talk about is we are discussing what we can do if our child is being bullied. But what can we do if our child is bullied? Why do we have child bullies? Could it be because of what they see in their house? When you are in your house and you see your father bullying other people around him, coming from a house where there is violence every time, these things can affect children. When we talk about domestic violence, it will look as if we are talking too much, like these things don't exist. So when a child is brought up in a violent environment, there is every tendency that that child will be violent. So you need to keep your home in such a way that there is peace in your home. It's not every time somebody does something you carry cane, or it's not every time, not just to your wife. I'm not just talking about domestic violence, even to your kids. Some parents bully their children. We have come to accept abuse as normal. Parents abuse their children whether we like it or not. It happens. A child will do something very little and your reaction will be as if he stole a country. What is it? The abuse is getting so intense. It's just getting so much. We talk to our children anyhow, call our children names, beat our children unnecessarily. Even, your spouse, they are growing in a violent environment. So there is every reason why that child will be violent. Believe me, a child that grows up in a violent environment will be violent. So what kind of environment are you bringing up these children? Monitor your children. It's not just in school. Sometimes look at where they play with their other friends. You will know if your child is a bully. So let us also caution our children. Let us try to bring our children in good environment, in peaceful environment. Let's try to avoid violence in the home. And nobody can get it all. There is no manual for raising children, but let us try our own little way to raise peaceful children, not monsters, not children that will be comfortable using his leg to hit a child's stomach and head, kick a child's stomach on the head, a child in secondary school. So let us do better in raising our children. Sometimes our children could be the ones bullied, sometimes they could be the bully. Also, let's teach our children to speak up. This style of bringing up children to be timid is not in this world again. Let your child be able to speak up when it is necessary. Let your child be able to speak up when it is necessary. Let's stop encouraging timidity in children. We don't need timid children. Let them be assertive. Let them know what they want. Let them be able to speak up. Say no. Not that bringing up children, timid children in 2021, 2022 is no longer accepted. The world is crazy. The world has gone nuts. We have to move with the reality on ground. And lastly, I want to say that I hope justice is served. Let this case not go like that, so that it could be a deterrent to other schools to take this issue of bullying seriously. You cannot be sending your child to school and be afraid whether your child is going to come back with sickness or is going to die. Let there be that peace now. So I hope that the government will step into this matter. I hope that justice is served. I hope Dowen College never opens. Why being they try to cover it up? Are they being transparent enough? Come out and say, oh, we strongly stand against this, and probably just but trying to cover it up and lying that the child was playing football is unacceptable. I hope that school never opens again. And every other school that tolerates bullying, I hope that they learn from it and take a bold step, a stringent step to make sure that bullying stops in our schools. May the soul of Sylvester rest in peace. It's such a sad story. So thank you guys for watching. See you again next time. Bye.